In Hamraz, I replaced Priyanka Chopra, and I replaced Priyanka Chopra. And luckily for me, I wasn't linked with any actor. Chalte chalte, I never even knew that the film was mine. He was like, Amisha, come, let me show you the film you rejected. And I'm like, Shahrukh, I rejected a film with you. Am I cracked? And then he told me, your secretary said you don't have the dates. I got selected for Lagan and I was shooting for Kaho Na Pyar Hai, New Zealand, when my secretary called me and he said that Lagan ki date मैंने Gadar में shift की. And I said, why? He said कि they don't feel you're right for the casting. They're not convinced your eyes look too educated for that. The climax was supposed to be Sakina killing the villain. Suddenly, the climax goes and gets shot. For 1 year, my director does not pick up the phone.
When we are towards the late 30s of the age, we often hear, why don't you start looking for, extras?
Maybe we don't want that responsibility so fast because we're focused on our careers. ऋतिक ने भी मुझे कभी एहसास नहीं दिलाया एक दिन भी सेट पे कि देखो मैं प्रोड्यूसर का बेटा हूँ, मैं डायरेक्टर का बेटा हूँ.
If I say Salman is the most eligible bachelor in Bollywood, then Amisha is also the most eligible bachelor in Bollywood.
Fans actually have raised this question to me recently. Well, y'all are so good looking. Please get married to have good looking babies. And I was like, wow. ये तू क्या कर रहा है? ये तो तेरी भाई की अमानत है. वो उसको पाकिस्तान से लेके आया है, पंप उखाड़ के लाया है, उसके लिए छोड़ दे. So Bobby and me for a minute just froze, keeping up with the Patels, like you have keeping up with the Kardashians. It would be an interesting concept to actually explore. Please coin that term. Please, I'm happy to be the Greek goddess. That's very special. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Ankita Bhala. You're tuned to Bollywood Bubble, and today for the Let's Talk, I think I should be saying it will be difficult to encompass somebody's 25 years journey in a time capsule as she just introduced it to me, because Amisha Patel is definitely going to try and tell me all the things and every other memory, and the biggest answer which I'll be seeking from her is, how are you relevant? How you stay relevant after 25 years? It's not an easy feat.
I think by the grace of God, I've chosen some really good films in my journey that went on to become iconic cult hits in the past. And as my latest release, Gadar 2, is well surpassed people's expectations, yet again broke box office records. I think nothing keeps you as relevant as doing good work. And that is the most important.
अमीशा शुरू से शुरू करते हैं. मैं रोशन देख रही थी एंड राकेश सर बता रहे थे कि रैंडमली एक दिन अमीशा आओ एंड नेक्स्ट डे
शूट स्टार्ट करो.
एक यंग एज में जब आप फिल्म शुरू करते हैं, एक प्रॉपर फॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग ना होने के बावजूद, वो उस यंग अमीशा के लिए वो क्या था कि सडनली आई एम थ्रोन इनटू द बिग सेट?
वेल, मुझे लगता है कि वो यंग अमीशा तब भी कॉन्फिडेंट थी और अब भी कॉन्फिडेंट है. मुझे कभी कैमरा से डर नहीं लगा था. हालांकि मैंने कभी फॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग नहीं ली थी, ना डिक्शन क्लासेस, ना बॉलीवुड डांस क्लासेस, ना किशोर नमित कपूर के एक्टिंग क्लासेस. मतलब फॉर्मल ट्रेनिंग का एफ नहीं मालूम था मुझे. मैं एक बिजनेस बैकग्राउंड से एजुकेटेड थी, अमेरिका से एजुकेटेड थी, पॉलिटिकल साइंस, बायोजेनेटिक इंजीनियरिंग, इकोनॉमिक्स, और सडनली मैं कैमरा के सामने हूँ एक दिन. भरतनाट्यम की ट्रेनिंग ली थी मैंने 5 साल से, लेकिन बट दैट्स वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम बॉलीवुड डांसिंग. और यहाँ मैं एक ऐसी लेजेंडरी फिल्म फैमिली के साथ काम करने लगी थी वे राकेश अंकल हैड बिन वेरी सक्सेसफुल एक्टर, देन अ सुपर सक्सेसफुल डायरेक्टर. ऋतिक बहुत प्रिपेयर एक्टर थे, न्यू कमर थे, और मैं बस थी. लेकिन मेरी खुशनसीबी कहो कि मुझे ऐसे एक डायरेक्टर मिले जो एक एक्टर थे पहले, और उनको मालूम था कि एक एक्टर से काम कैसे निकलवाना है, खास करके एक नॉन सीजन्ड, नॉन फॉर्मली ट्रेंड, एक टोटली ये फिल्मी दुनिया से एकदम अलग,
एक रॉ
टैलेंट. एंड ऋतिक ने भी मुझे कभी एहसास नहीं दिलाया एक दिन भी सेट पे कि देखो मैं प्रोड्यूसर का बेटा हूँ, मैं डायरेक्टर का बेटा हूँ. मुझे तो सब ट्रेनिंग है, मैं इक्विप्ड हूँ, मैं एक्सपीरियंस्ड हूँ। मैंने तो शाहरुख खान और सलमान खान और अमरीश पुरी जी और माधुरी दीक्षित जैसे एक्टरों के साथ काम किया है एज असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर टू माय फादर। मैं तो भगवान दादा से एज अ चाइल्ड आर्टिस्ट हूँ। ही मेड हिमसेल्फ एज ट्रांसपेरेंट एंड ऐसे ही न्यू कमर के जैसे जैसे मैं थी। आई फेल्ट कि मैं उनसे सीख रही हूँ और सिखा भी रही हूँ। तो एक ब्यूटीफुल कॉम्बिनेशन था वो। एंड आई थिंक कि राकेश अंकल हैड इमेंस फेथ इन मी। कभी स्क्रीन टेस्ट नहीं लिया था, ना ऑडिशन लिया था। लिटरली देख के अगले दिन बोला यू ऑन माई फिल्म, एंड वुड यू लाइक टू डू इट। सो इट वॉज लिटरली लाइक दैट। एंड आई थिंक कि वो फेथ जो उनमें मेरे में था, आई न्यू आई टू डू माई बेस्ट ऑफ माई एबिलिटीज़। एंड जैसे मैंने कहा वो एक एक्टर रह चुके थे, तो एक एक्टर की तकलीफ़ क्या होती है, किस मोड पे वो आके अटकते हैं, चाहे वो लाइन हो, चाहे वो एक एक्टिंग करना दिखा करने की मुश्किल आती है, वो खुद खुद एक्टिंग करके दिखा देते थे। एंड यू से ओके नाउ इफ़ यू आर स्टक हियर कॉपी मी। सो दैट वाज वेरी हेल्पफुल। एंड yeah, the rest is history.
The rest is indeed history. Amisha, I remember जब कहो ना प्यार है रिलीज हुई थी, एक इतना चार्टर भी था कि व्हेन यू लास्ट मिनट जॉइन द फिल्म, क्या कभी उस चार्टर ने एक यंग एक्टर को इन्फ्लुएंस करा? बिकॉज इतनी नॉइस के बीच में हेयर यू आर ट्राइंग टू मेक अ बिग मार्क, एंड द इंटायर कॉन्वर्सेशन विद करीना फर्स्ट बीइंग देयर एंड देन यू टेकिंग द मैंटल ओवर, कभी ऐसे वो एक नर्वसनेस फील हुई कि अभी तो मैं आई भी नहीं और मेरे बारे में इतनी चर्चा, ऑलरेडी यू आर ऑलरेडी द टॉक ऑफ द टाउन बिफोर द फिल्म हिट द स्क्रीन्स?
Yeah, I think we were the talk of the town in every news article, in every photo session that we did. I was also the talk of the town, not because I suddenly replaced a star child, but because also of the legacy I came from.
Yes.
That, such an educated girl. Barrister Rajni Patel ki poti comes from, a very good upbringing. South Bombay ki ladki, no clue of filming. ये कहाँ से आके टपट पड़ी, ऑनर स्टूडेंट, हेड गर्ल ऑफ कैथीड्रल, graduate in biogenetic engineering and economics. People couldn't relate, कि how, how does this aspect merge with this aspect? How does beauty and brains also go together? It's something unheard of. How does an educated girl come into the industry? तो बहुत सारे चर्चे थे ऐसे, एंड आई गॉट इनटू द न्यूज़ फॉर ऑल ऑफ दीज रीजंस. अच्छा, मैं सेट पे किताबें पढ़ती थी. आई एम अ बुक वर्म, आई लव बुक्स. सो वो लोगों को लगता था ये साउथ बॉम्बे एटीट्यूड है, जो इट वॉज अ मिस इंटरप्रिटेशन. जस्ट दैट मेरी नाक हमेशा किताबों में घुसी हुई रहती है. आई डोंट वॉन्ट टू गॉसिप, आई डोंट वॉन्ट टू talk behind anyone's back, nothing. So yes, I dealt with a lot of chatter around me, but for me nothing mattered. What mattered was I need to give the best in front of the camera. I need to be confident about that. एक कान से सुनो, दूसरे कान से निकल जाओ. Today's newspaper is going to be tomorrow's bhelpuri is going to be wrapped and given to somebody. I literally always followed that,
It's very good advice actually.
So tomorrow there'll be some news about someone else. So just focus on your work, have blinders, be disciplined, and that's all that mattered. And how your audience finally loves you, accepts you, takes a liking to you, and they decide, are you here to stay or not?
कहो ना प्यार है, आई डोंट थिंक देयर आर वर्ड्स टू से व्हाट अ सक्सेस वाज. आई डोंट थिंक उसके बाद किसी डेब्यूटान ने ऐसी सक्सेस अपनी 25 साल फिल्म को हो रहे हैं और 25 साल में किसी ने देखी होगी. सक्सेस इंसान को बदलता है. क्या उस फिल्म की सक्सेस ने आपको कहीं पे थोड़ा सा भी चेंज किया? Giddy, heady.
It didn't change me for the worse that I started suddenly throwing tantrums or thinking, oh, I'm a superstar overnight. And I don't think it did that to Ritik either. Both of us are very grounded people and very hardworking people and very disciplined people. And I think when you ask me your first question that, you're still relevant, I've never taken success or failure to my head. I've taken it as success as responsibility to do better, and failure responsibility to learn from it. Nobody's trajectory in life in any profession can be like this.
Exactly.
Even a Donald Trump gets pushed out, someone comes in and then fights back, right? So and I think that he's way bigger than any of us actors. So A trajectory is always belief in yourself, hard work, determination. Um, you draw inspiration from different things, and at the end of the day, knowing that positively there is a talent in you, and people will see that.
अमीशा, एक हमारी इंडस्ट्री का एक नॉर्म भी रहा है, जब आप यू आर दिस ब्रेकआउट डेब्यू, बहुत फिल्में ऑफर होती हैं, ज़रूरी नहीं आप हर फिल्म कर पाएँ, उतने ही दिन हैं, उतने ही
और
घंटे हैं,
एक हमेशा है।
और एक हमेशा है। फिर आती हैं खबरें, आप रिप्लेस हो गई, आपने फिल्म छोड़ी, किसी ने आपको निकाला। इन सारे कॉन्वर्सेशंस में एक एक्टर कहाँ खुद को प्लेस करता है, आप कहाँ प्लेस करती हैं? क्योंकि एक ऐसा भी दौर था जहाँ पे हर बड़ी फिल्म में आपका नाम भी था और फिर कुछ टाइम के बाद चर्चा भी थी, आप नहीं हैं उस फिल्म का हिस्सा। करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग, चलते चलते के टाइम पे मुझे याद है, फॉर दैट मैटर लगान के टाइम पे आई थिंक द टॉप चॉइसेस फॉर ऑल द रोल्स। व्हाट्स द स्टोरी बिहाइंड इट? आई थिंक आप ही से पूछ सकती हूँ, किसी और से र्यूमर सुन के क्या
Well,
फ़ायदा?
लगान के टाइम पे my director, I was finalized for the film, dates भी दे चुके थे and everything, and जो reasons गदर के लिए मैं चुनी गई थी, educated, inherent sophistication, एक उठना बैठना, एक particular body language, एक political family से belong करती थी सकीना, जो real life में अमीशा का भी background था, एक educated English educated लड़की, एक English school में पढ़ने वाली। तो ये सारी चीज़ें जो गदर के लिए आई वॉज द करेक्ट कास्ट, एंड दे हैड auditioned 500 girls and screen tested 500 girls, and I was the ultimate choice for them. I got selected for Lagan, and I was shooting for Kaho Na Pyar Hai, New Zealand, when my secretary called me and he said that Lagan ki date मैंने गदर में shift की, and I said why? He said कि they don't feel you're right for the casting for no apparent reason, but वो एक village belle जो play करना है, they're not convinced your eyes look too educated for that. You look too well exposed with the world, which I was.
Yeah.
I was well read, I was well traveled from a very young age, I was foreign educated. So maybe my director felt that that would interfere in getting the characterization on screen. Of course, if given a chance, I'm sure I would have worked around it and done a good job as well. But no hard feelings, because Gracie Singh did a fabulous job. The film was fabulous, and Gadar Lagan released the same day, and
Rest
we
is
got
history.
what we had to get. They got what they had to get. Rest is history. Chalte chalte, I never even knew that the film was mine. It was something that my secretary didn't even inform me.
Oh.
And I didn't reject it. I'll have to correct this misconception. I never got to know till the film was being dubbed. And how I got to know, Shah Rukh and I were dubbing for Chalte Chalte and Hamraz respectively. And we were in the same dubbing studio. So I took a washroom break, and me and Shah Rukh bumped into each other. And he was like, Amisha, come, let me show you the film you rejected. And I'm like, Shah Rukh, I rejected a film with you. Am I cracked? It's my dream to work with you. And he's like, no, come, let me show you some rushes of my small little film that I've made. And he was showing me Chalte Chalte, and I had no clue. And then years later, Aziz Mirza ji also had this conversation, and he told me, me, Juhi, all of us were so keen, Shah Rukh, all of us, to have you in the film, but your secretary said you don't have the dates. And I was like, I would have probably created a clone to do that film,
But he never consulted you.
But he never consulted me. And that gentleman doesn't work with me anymore. And there were numerous such instances that I got to know that, certain shows, certain films were offered to me, but there were vested interests. So, maybe another film was offering more money or whatever. And at that time, secretaries and, agents played a very big part, because they were getting part of your earnings and things. So, yeah, so it was just, I got to know much later. But and then also on the other side, like, there were a lot of films that I couldn't do, which didn't do well at the box office. So, there are always pros and cons. You're an actor, you can only be on one set at one time. So,
But yeah, that's thank you. Because as I said, that hearing it from the person who has been through it is probably the only way
then
to
Munna
know.
Bhai was one of them, part one. there was miscommunication on that too. So yeah, so there have been certain, path breaking films like this which I was supposed to be part of, and then there was supposed to be a lot of non path breaking films also, which I'm happy, which I got replaced in, because they turned out to be debacles at the box office, and I'm glad I was replaced in them. So I think this is a process of the film industry. You replace someone, you're not always the first choice. Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. Someone replaces you, you replace someone. ये चलता रहेगा, ये चलता आ रहा है और चलता रहेगा.
इफ़ेक्ट होता है हमेशा क्योंकि आपको आपके टैलेंट की आपको पता है आप कितने टैलेंटेड हैं. द इनर यू नोस कि आई कैन डू इट, बट व्हेन द वर्ल्ड डजंट सी इट फ्रॉम दैट लेंस.
I don't think it's the world also, because audiences never write anyone off. The
Yes.
audience just likes a good film or a bad film. They love you
But
for
you
what
need to
are.
land a good film.
But it's the way the industry works, and that's absolutely fine, because I've done such good cinema at the end of the day, and I've also replaced someone. Uh, in fact, even Hamraz, I replaced Priyanka Chopra and stuff like that. So it's all it all works out in the end. Life comes full circle, and life's a leveler. I definitely believe life's a leveler, and I have been part of the biggest iconic films in the film industry. So what more can I ask for? There's nothing I regret.
Hamraz, is it true you were the highest paid amongst the entire star cast? Correct me here.
Well, that's what I heard, but I don't want to go into that, because that was not the criteria to which I agreed to do the film. I didn't even know what I was going to charge or what I was going to be paid. When I heard the subject, I heard it completely organically, candidly, as an actor, whether I wanted to be part of the film or not. And it was my privilege to get such a film with Venus Films, with Abbas Mustan, with fantastic script, with a fantastic set of co-actors like
Love the
Bobby and
film.
Akshay, with great music by Himesh, with beautiful locations. The paycheck was secondary, so I never even gave it a minute's thought.
But I would still raise a toast to it because it's commendable considering that we never give enough credit to when an actress bring that kind of success to the
Yes.
table. Because the last I remember it was Madhuri Dixit for Hum Aapke Hain Kaun.
Yeah. And she's a legend. I mean, there'll never be anyone like her.
So
So
that's all. I
I'm
think I'll close my
I'm
statement
happy
with that.
that if there's some little part, that I could touch even her feet in some little category, I'll be happy, because she's been my idol. She's amazing.
She's gorgeous. Is it okay that if I say Salman is the most eligible bachelor in Bollywood, then Amisha is also the most eligible bachelor in Bollywood? Can I put
Well,
it
the
this
fans
way?
think so, and fans actually have raised this question to me recently on a Ask Amy Twitter chat.
That's where my research is coming from.
And they're like, okay, he is so eligible, you're so eligible, y'all are so good looking, please get married to have good looking babies. And I was like, wow, that's a great reason.
I should pick a call on Salman and ask him.
So I think the world likes seeing beautiful people come together. They wanted me and Ritik to come together post Kaho Na Pyar Hai, and when he announced his marriage, they were heartbroken. They're like, no, it should be the real.
The 10-year-old me was also heartbroken. Okay, please. It was like.
That's what I mean. So when I think the beauty is that when your characters on screen mean so much to people off screen that they want this to happen in reality, you've done a good job.
You
know,
have.
it's a testimony to your work that you could convince them so well through a fabulous script, through good performances, through great chemistry, that this couple belongs to each other. So I'll tell you, coming back to that, when I was shooting for the climax of Hamraz, we were in Jaipur and at the fort. So part of the fort had been cordoned off because there was so much of onlookers and random people wanting to view shooting. The public had just completely come in to see Bobby, me, and Akshay and stuff. And there, at some point, there was a shot in the climax where he throws away the gun and comes to hug me. And the audience, I mean, the public was barricaded, obviously with police at every level, and they started screaming, कि ये तू क्या कर रहा है, ये तो तेरी भाई की अमानत है, वो उसको पाकिस्तान से लेके आया है, पंप उखाड़ के लाया है, उसके लिए छोड़ दे छोड़ दे. So Bobby and me for a minute just froze. We were like, hearing all these random people saying these things. Again, beautiful that they've taken Tara and Sakina so seriously and taken them home. And that's the reason a part 2 comes and they take them home again, you know. So it's beautiful when the real life audience wants to merge your real life together,
That's
because
such a
they
cool
fall in love with
anecdote.
you, and they
Yeah.
fall in love with that chemistry. So it's amazing.
I think we'll leave it to Salman's fans and Amisha's fans to further speculate, because we don't have a clarification on this one. We can't comment on this. In fact, I think your association with Salman, apart from the films, also went through that Big Boss. You were the only person who did that Malkin season.
Yes. And it was one of the best seasons. It had the highest TRP. So I think Salman and I have great chemistry. I
You
think
do.
it worked wonders. It was that season that gave some of the most amazing,
Iconic.
iconic, winners.
Yes.
Contestants came out all benefiting. It's unfortunate Siddharth Shukla is not here with us anymore, but whether you have Shehnaz and Mahira and like a whole host of them,
Exactly.
Rashmi Desai, like they all came out from that season, and till date they're all doing really good work. So it was special.
It was. I mean, it was the most unexpected twist when you announced it. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this we were not expecting, because we're so used to having a one format, and Big Boss is a
one
format.
formula, one
One
format,
formula.
and that was out of the box and it clicked.
Amisha, coming to the formulas, you never adhered to them. Like, is this a rebel child in Amisha, which this beautiful demeanor, this calm demeanor, just hides somewhere?
I think I'm rebellious in things I believe in. As a youngster, my family wanted me to go to England to study and not America. And I had sworn it to myself in my head that I don't want to go to England, where I have a lot of family who will be breathing down my neck. I wanted to be in the United States, where I'd have no family watching over me and I could really blossom into my own individual without family protection. And I fought to go there, and finally, that was the best decision that I made. And then when I got into films again, it was opposed by the family. Nobody in the family wanted me to be in films.
Understandably.
My grandmother in particular was devastated with my decision. She was very unhappy. She herself was a PhD. She's not in this world anymore, but everyone in my family is a Cambridge, Princeton, Wharton graduate. Everyone is into either politics or business and things like that. And I broke that,
The
family
streak.
tree history. And after being a brilliant student and into investment banking and all, suddenly digressed. So they were not happy. But I always believed in challenges. Like in the 4th standard at the cathedral school, I decided I'm going to stay back. I'm not going to go to college in the 11th and 12th. I'm going to do 11th and 12th in cathedral and become head girl in the 12th standard when I go. And I don't know what was that girl in the 4th standard taking this decision. I didn't even know what it meant. But I achieved it, So I always like challenges. And so when I came into the film industry also, Gadar was a film that I had signed parallel to working in Kaho Na Pyar Hai. It was opposed. People in the film industry, stalwarts, told me, don't do it. You're coming as a college kid, being launched with a Hrithik, young, fresh, Jodi. And here you want to play a Pakistani girl
To a mother.
Discard those cute short skirts and everything and be covered from head to toe. Which girl will take the risk? Also, the characters demanded the real life age gap that Sunny and I have.
Yeah.
So they were like, you're going to come with such a senior hero. I'm like, the script demands it.
Yeah.
Sakina was very young, is very
like
young to
fresh out
Tara
of-
Singh.
yeah.
She was in college when he fell in love with her. She was in school, in fact. So I broke the norms. When that succeeded, people were against me doing Hamras. They were like, now this Gadar image, this Sonia image, of Kaho Na Pyar Hai, you can't be a manipulative girl who's trying to manipulate a rich man to get the money. Again, I broke the norms. When it came to honeymoon travels, those kind of experimental films were not being done.
Yes, not
Or
many of them.
Somcast. Farhan Akhtar, Zoya, Ritesh were the first through their production house to believe in Reema Katki's script, that had been written together with Anurag Kashyap, something out of the box, unheard of. When I decided to be part of that awesome cast, and when Farhan said, Anurag Kashyap has written this character of Pinky, keeping only you in mind, and please don't say no to the film. I actually loved the character. I had no reason to say no. Like, why should I be opposed to being with such a wonderful star cast and break out of this formula of the typical hero, heroine, villain, comedian? Then how am I giving audiences a different viewing experience?
Correct.
So I took that challenge. It worked at the box office.
It did.
And same with Bhool Bhulaiya or Race 2 or Thoda Pyar Thoda Magic, when Aditya Chopra wanted me to break out of this good girl image and be a sexy siren.
I remember that song. Oh my God, the rage it created, because nobody expected you to be that.
That's what I'm saying. So, things. So I have taken chances. Some have worked, some have not. Films like Ye Zindagi Ka Safar with Mahesh Bhatt
Yes.
ji. At a very early age, I decided that I wanted to helm a woman-oriented film like that. And it got me great critical acclaim. People were like, wow, she's versatile. She comes in from a Kaho Na Pyar Hai to a Gadar to doing a Telugu bumper hit with Pawan Kalyan the same year and does a Hamraz, and then she plays a character like this. So I've always gone with my heart. Films that have not ticked the boxes have always worked more for me than when I have been on projects that all the boxes were correct. So I'm very glad I have that in me to take the chances. In Hamraz also, people were shocked that in the second half of the film, I'm only in saris. That was again a leap of faith that I took,
Exactly.
that why not? And those saris in fact became a rage and were copied by everybody. So I've always done things with my heart and been present in that situation, irrespective. If I've decided to do it, I will do it, irrespective of the noise around me.
The most successful actress, I would say, in 2000s. With success also comes a brutal scrutiny of personal life, of linking your name to people, of putting you in tabloids and page threes with stories which you don't even know were half were true or not, because it's like every actor you're working, you're linked with. What does it do to a young actor?
Luckily for me, I wasn't linked with any actor. So I didn't face that. By the grace of God, all the actors are my buddies. And none of them I have been linked with, because I've never had a romantic liaison with anyone. One thing I told myself is work has to be work, professional life, and then you finish from a set, you switch off, you come home to your real life. And I think that kept me grounded. As far as other things that revolve around you, the tabloids will always choose to talk about a person who's in news. Otherwise, how are they going to sell their newspapers and their magazines? So it comes, with being a public personality, be it in the field of cinema, be it in the field of sports, be it in the field of politics. With the fame and adulation come the brickbats. So you have to just take it in your stride. The brickbats aren't constant. The fame and adulation is not constant. Both go hand in hand. You just have to accept that and move on. Have faith in yourself. As long as the people that you love and matter to you know the truth, and I know the truth, the rest is all waysayers. They will always have something to talk. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
And I wish they do some fact checks also, because I think it does some damage to people, and
But
nobody realizes.
like you cross, like even now this trolling on Instagram and all. It's funny because I oftentimes wonder if you're coming onto my page, investing that time on my Twitter page or my Instagram handle to actually see my activities, see my pictures, see everything, and you're giving me that time. I haven't asked you for it. And then you even giving me more time by putting a comment, which is maybe negative. Then I'm obviously more important to you than you actually know. So I have a good laugh. Actually, trolls make me laugh. you know the truth. I'm like, dude, you're spending your time on me. Kudos to you.
Yeah, if you see that way, I think
You
that's
have to see it
beautiful.
that way because they're taking their time and energy out. They're taking their time to follow me so, crucially and
Minutely and
minutely and comment. So I must matter to them.
good. Please do.
Exactly.
You've always been one of the most well dressed stars, I will say that. Like, love the fashion, always top of the game. Even till date, you will post pictures from your workout, from your sartorial pics, or maybe the bags you're carrying. It becomes the talk of the town. And with that, I'll additionally add people take enough time to तुमने शॉर्ट्स पहनी है तुमने ये क्या पहना है तुम एज देखो ये सब शेमिंग का हक कौन देता है लोगों को व्हाई एन
Koi nahi,
एक्ट्रेस
I
हैज
don't
टू
give them, so why should anyone else care? I have always been in tune with fashion at a very young age. I am glad that today all age groups find me trendy, find me fashionable. I'm grateful to that. I don't attempt to do anything. I don't wear clothes that I'm uncomfortable in. I am someone who doesn't want to be wearing clothes that I wore 10 years ago. I will not follow trends blindly. I think I am happier setting the trends and knowing my body well enough to know what I can choose to wear and cannot. Everyone has a physicality, a personality, a skin color, a height, everything that you have to take into consideration. And I will wear what I feel suits me. So, and 9 out of 10 times it's loved, it's copied, people love, like you said, the handbags, the shoes, the accessories, etc. And I just do it because I enjoy it. I am living for me at the end of the day. I'm not living for XYZ that I don't even know. So why should their opinions matter?
The techo should not
Yeah,
at
they
all.
don't. I'm happy with what I am actually, and I don't hold anyone. I've never judged anyone for their choice of dressing. To each his own.
It's personal choice.
It's
It's an
personal
individual
choice.
choice.
It's what you're comfortable with. So, I mean, choose to come out in shorts, choose to come out with nothing, choose to come out in a kurta pajama, choose to, come out in colorful clothes. I have to like you as a human being. I don't care about your attire. You be comfortable in what you want.
The one thing I think you have always been comfortable also, you've always called spade a spade. I don't think that in all these years, if you have given any statement, you have retracted back from that.
No, I have.
That is something, not because I'm sitting on this podcast, but in my research also, whatever I have found out, be it that hilarious episode of Coffee with Karan to all the other anecdotes which you have spoken. And even if there are times I think the statements have been misconstrued. I remember when the OTT statement you gave, like how you wanted people to view OTT and they attached to the entire homosexual angle. You've been very clear, very calm, putting your view out. What's it with the Misha that here is it? Calling
Because I'm
spade
a
a
very
spade.
honest person, and I don't feel like I need to mince my words. Like if I have liked a script, I will tell my producer director I have liked it. If I feel we can make tweaks in it, I will tell it. I will tell my friends what I feel, and I have friends around me who are very honest. They're not chamchas. If they feel, they've seen a film of mine and they've come out not liking it. I respect those friends more who tell me the truth that, listen, the world may tell you you've done a fantastic job and this is going to be a bumper, but dude, it's going to be a damn squib at the box office. And normally that's been the truth. So I respect honesty. And therefore, I respect myself for being honest as well. And referring to statements that people have made about me, I've always chosen not to comment because they're entitled to their opinions. This is their opinion of me. I can't change it. I don't want to change it. I'm not here to change your opinion of you. Me, I am here to do my work, my job, go home happy to my house, be with the people I love, and that's it. So I'm not here to change people's opinions at all. And I'm happy being the way I am.
I think that what makes you you.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to be unique. Why should I fall into a box?
There are already enough same material things going
Yeah.
on, then
I
why
don't want to be
do
generic,
when you can be special?
Exactly.
I'm sure I'm 34, so I think it would be the best if I started with this way. When we are towards the late 30s of the age and we are crossing that bridge, not married, we often hear, "Oh, when are you going to have a family? When are you going to start one?" Uh, It's your decision. You are single. Uh, does it ever bother you that, oh, I should be, seeing how my family looks like in future? Because this is at least my mother ends up keep on telling me, why don't you start looking for, egg freezing for adoption? What do you want to do? And I'm like, it's
I think
overwhelming.
that was way in the past. I think now society, with us girls wanting to work, be independent, we feel we can be our own husbands to ourselves. We can take care of ourselves. Maybe we don't want that responsibility so fast because we're focused on our careers and our time means a lot to us, etc. So I think that was something of the past. Like at least now, past couple of years, I haven't had anyone ask me that. To be very honest, and I'm very happy for this change because you see, more and more girls are coming into the workforce and have this mindset that they want to be independent first, and they don't want to give up that independence, uh, to be dominated by someone else for any reason. And society is accepting it. Like the largest workforce is now women,
Of course.
and it's a
Hands
very
down.
it's a thing to be proud of. And another beautiful thing about being a woman is she can handle a home, she can handle parents, kids, husbands, a job, everything, and multitask and do it all beautifully.
I think only a
You know,
woman can. Nobody
nobody
else.
else can. So
That's nice
we
to
can wear
hear.
multiple hats. Not very, I wouldn't say that with the opposite gender. I think a woman genuinely can wear multiple hats.
Thank you for the answer because it was personal. I always felt I'll ask somebody who's successful, who's there, that how does it feel? Because we are so easily subjected to the scrutiny of
You have
just
one life, live it the way you
compartmentalizing.
want to, not against societal norms. Because when things go wrong, be it in your marriage or with anything, no one is going to be there. Those people are not going to be there who advised you. They're not going to be there to correct your life. So you have to make your own decisions.
Fun question in between. Ever, ever have you missed out on a film? It was going on in my mind, which you knew you were the best fit but couldn't do it. I will not ask for whatever reasons. But there's always that one dream film you always had.
There were many dream films where I know I would have been perfect for, and I missed out on them. And like I said, some of them were super successful. Some of them at that time I did not realize, but felt that, I would have been good, but they didn't work at the box office. So I was saved from them. But yeah, there have been films where I felt that I could bring my own charm, not putting anyone who did them,
Of course,
down
every
at
film
all.
has a
Everyone,
destiny.
exactly. And everyone comes with their own special charm. So I would do it the Amisha way.
I like it. I like the Amisha way. I think I'll stick to the Amisha way. Uh, Amisha, Gadar 2. I think it. I would say this way. People are saying it's the most successful. I would say saved the box office at the time it needed a saving.
Yes.
We were going through a very bad patch in films, and as collectively, what the film did for the box office was phenomenal. But what also came to light was later on when I was going through all the reports, and then there was a video by Anand Sharma. Um, I mean, everything just flipped in that one particular decision, and suddenly, why you were painted or tainted as a person, uh, you were not supposed to be. I
No, in
mean,
fact, that video coming out, I think, flipped that narrative because I had kept a dignified
yeah,
silence.
you never
I
spoke.
never spoke at all, uh, not under filming, not under production, not during promotion, not even when the film became this colossal success. And, all we heard from people was like, Gadar has pulled Bollywood out of the dumps, Gadar has infused oxygen.
Which it did,
It
rightfully
was
so.
in ICU and y'all took them out and y'all hit the ball out of the country, forget the all out of the park and all these things. And in my head, I knew that had what was originally promised to me and Sunny happened, the climax video which you're
Yes.
talking about, it would have been even a more successful film. And when people heard of it, they're like, oh my God, y'all would have got 300-400 crores more. And most importantly, more than the box office, everyone had felt the climax was very abrupt. When the villain came, Sunny didn't kill him and become the hero of it. It was just randomly left on no man's land. Why? I didn't even answer at that time that actually because the climax was supposed to be Sakina killing the
Yeah.
villain. And Sunny had agreed upon it, and he also felt the entire um, everyone knew that this was the correct, justifiable ending climax because the whole revenge was Sakina's.
Sakina's.
Her father was the one who the villain hung. The villain caused her problem by putting the life of her husband and child in jeopardy. So, if anyone needs to take the revenge, and who was from Pakistan,
It's you.
it's Sakina. So, the soul of the film was Sakina, the revenge was Sakina's. So, it was a completely justifiable, appropriate ending. Now, I went into faith with, no bound script. Sunny and I both had no bound script for Gadar, and, we'd worked with Anil Sharma and we had faith in him, obviously. And I didn't have it written in my contract that this will be done because Anil Sharma is family for me. He'll always be. So, even in that video, if you've heard it, you've seen that he said, "Thodi main Sakina ke saath kuch karunga." Aap to hamare ho, and the dialogues are being spoken. What Sakina will say, even the writers present, I'm present. There's my voice in the video. There's everything. So it was so clear. Suddenly, the climax goes and gets shot without my knowledge. And for 1 year, my director does not pick up the phone, does not call me. No problem, you wanted to change the climax. Fine. But as an actor who had faith in you, जो आपकी घर की है, the least you could have done is picked up that phone and said, Sakina, मैं आपसे मिलना चाहता हूँ. देखो, we want to alter the climax. Though there wasn't any plausible justification because no one killed the villain. So it was abrupt anyway. But, in place of that, we will do this and etc.
Communication, a better communication.
A better communication. I found out from unit members, from his own people, who love me more than they love him, that the climax has been shot and we're very sorry, but this is what's happening. I didn't pick a fight. This video had been with everybody. We all had it. Z had it, the technicians had it, the choreographer department had it, the action department had it, the direction department happened. I could have created a hullabaloo at that time. I chose to keep quiet. And I just hope somewhere in his conscience he realizes, it was a mistake and he will always be family to me. Of course, are you trying to say that had this not been the hugest claptrap at the end of the film and garnered even more at the box office and even a higher cult status together too, it would have. And everyone who's seen the video who was unaware is like, my God, what a brilliant climax, But then I was just like, let it be, let bygones be bygones, time to move ahead. He'll be family. I'm sure someday he'll realize if he hasn't already, and it's time to move ahead. And I just kept my silence.
From where do you get the Zen quality? In this entire interview, one thing which hasn't changed is you being the Zen person who has so much forgiveness and so much calmness to deal with life.
Because I feel karma doesn't forget and address, and God doesn't forgive and forget. Whatever you have done, good or bad, wrong or right, consciously or subconsciously, comes back to you in this life. I truly believe life's a leveler. And whatever anyone may or may not have tried, ultimately Gadar remained Tara and Sakina's legacy.
Exactly.
And they're the two pillars. Gadar is nothing without them. So God is watching.
I don't think any other part of Gadar I can imagine without you two, but that's my opinion.
That's everyone's opinion.
So, is it okay if I call you actually legitimately one of the most successful outsiders in industry, in the league of SRK to Karthik to Ayushman to all these people? Because I don't see many actresses who have come out on that league and then be the name you are. Can I?
I'm privileged and I'm happy, grateful that you have this. I'm very honored and thank you for that. It's a great feather to have in my cap, you saying this, and I can only thank the Almighty that I had multiple opportunities, being an outsider, to prove my worth. So thank you.
Lastly, as we end this one, and we have another beautiful segment with her, um, Amisha, what is this thing like? When are we going to see you on OTT? I was really wondering that. सब
I'd
कुछ
love to do OTT.
ये रह गया है, मतलब टीवी कर लिया, फिल्म्स कर
अभी
ली.
नेटफ्लिक्स, अमेजोन वगैरह, डिज्नी हॉटस्टार को बोल दो कुछ ऐसा तगड़ा कुछ लेके आए.
Like मेरे पास था literally, like everyone is, as we were discussing, is so interested in your life. I would love to have a show like a peek in the life of Amisha Patel. I would actually like to see like the very Kardashian version of, how exactly Amisha Patel life looks like 24 hours with you. Would you be cool with it if something like that
I don't know. I think it's some a concept we can definitely explore, because people are very intrigued, because I don't let people into my private life.
That is the reason.
And my private life has never been out there, but yet people have a lot of curiosity. They love my travel, they love my fashion sense, they love when I go to the gym, things that I don't bring out often. It's just a few glimpses here and there, and they're very curious to know how I live, things like that. So it could be an interesting concept to go keeping up with the Patels, like you have keeping up with the Kardashians. It would be an interesting concept to actually explore. Of course, I would no need to set my own boundaries as to how much I would allow.
I was coming to that. The
because
private
I'm
person
such a
you are.
private person, and parts of me that love to read, listen to music. I don't know how interesting that would be to people, or visit museums, because Amisha Patel has so many facets to her. I'm multidimensional. I'm not just one. You will see an Amisha Patel dancing on top of a table at a nightclub, and then you will see that same Amisha Patel sitting in a library surrounded by 15,000 books and reading Karl Marx and reading Alfred Hitchcock. So I'm quite a paradox. I'm quite I'm a true Gemini, I think.
Oh, you're a Gemini. That's
Yeah.
the best one then.
So Amisha can be that Sakina in being
Two
head to toe,
fishes.
and I can be Sonia, and I can be lazy Lamhe, sexy siren too. So I think that's the interesting. And what I bring on screen, the versatility that people have acknowledged and loved, I have that versatility in my real life too. I can be a complete introvert, and then I can be completely someone who just doesn't want to talk.
I think we can just put it out in the universe that let's have something keeping up with Amisha, something.
Yeah, keeping up with Amy.
Oh, I like it. I think we have a title. If anyone is listening, kindly knock knock. The manifestation has gone out for.
But yeah, coming back to your question about OTT, I think it's a magnificent medium. It gives us all a chance to put great work out there that cannot probably come out on 70mm.
Yes.
It has given a whole life to writers, directors, actors, musicians, and audiences
Exactly.
to have
A long
options,
format,
a lot of
like-
options. And I think I will be very, very enthralled to do something exciting, because as an actor, there's so much untapped talent. I have not played a cop. I have not played a wicked witch. I have not played, I have not played a lawyer. I have not done a courtroom drama. I have done period films like Mangal Pandey and Gadar twice. I have not gone into the Mughal era.
Oh, yeah.
That is something that would have been so
A very
beautiful.
Bhansali universe.
Exactly. So there's so much to offer. Gray shades or a complete negative. There's so much. I would love to do a woman version of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh,
Be a great
nice.
detective, a CBI agent. Those kind of things. I think. Loads of interesting roles to tap. Sky's the limit when it comes to an actor. So there's so much yet for me to do and so much to learn. I feel like I'm a student in first grade. I still have a long journey ahead.
Do we have those kind of scripts? Because you constantly go through so much in
They're
terms
very
of
less,
material.
actually. People are not focusing on scripting as much as they did back in the day, and that's why I think you see the depleting box office numbers, with the corporatization and money coming in much more easily than it did before. People are more focused on making projects. And that is the sad part, because earlier producers worked really hard to get that finance at high interest rates, and they gave it their all. Bangle bik jate the, ghare bik jate the.
Even I think for
You saw the Roshans too,
yeah, for
everything
the
was
Kaunada,
mortgaged.
yeah.
So you really put your heart and soul and years on scripting, years on developing, casting correctly. If you felt a certain actor or actress fit that role, you waited to get their dates. Today everyone's race, इसकी डेट मिल गई, इसकी डेट मिल गई, करो 30 days में फिल्म खत्म करो, release करो. And the focus is more on promotions, what people are making reels with their entourages, and less is done on actually what you're doing in front of the camera.
There is no, I think the content is less.
And
And
all
the
this
superficial-
the superficial periphery has taken over, which is the reason the box office is suffering.
You called Hrithik a Greek god recently in a video.
Recently, no, I was the one who coined the term for him.
No, people, before Roshans came out, we saw that video. Why I'm bringing this up? Because that video also has the comments which says that why can't we call you Greek goddess? Give me a
Please
comment
coin
on
that term. Please, I'm happy to be the Greek goddess. That's very special. Thank you.
Because it's so much fun to do the research, and when you find these anecdotes, I'm like, there is so much I could ask her. There is so
How
much to
sweet, I mean,
encapsulate.
how sweet of all the fans and audiences to reply that if Hrithik is Greek god, Amisha is Greek goddess. That feels so good to know. I never thought of it, because I always complimented Hrithik, and I used to call him Pierce Brosnan from day one. And I was like, dude, you're going to be a superstar irrespective of the fate of the film. And I've said that on the Roshans
Yes.
as well. So yeah, but it's nice. So Greek goddess, here we come.
So Greek goddess, here we comes. I think there is so much more to catch up with Amisha, but though we have limited time, Amisha, one thing, one lesson you would give to anyone who's making it in the films, especially to the girls who are always the bookworms, but it's okay to come here. What it would be?
I would tell everybody that do not leave your education, because the film industry is the most unstable. You cannot predict. Today you have a job, tomorrow you don't. But if you have an education, that will bring in the discipline, the confidence, and at the back of your mind, if this doesn't work out, you can fall back on an education, which is something that I always came in knowing that if films don't work out, I'll go back to my investment banking. I'm very highly educated. I'll always have that option. So education should never be lost. That is your backup. That is actually plan A. Plan B is films.
Plan these films. But that's so beautiful. I mean, for any girls or any youngsters out there, just don't put don't put all
your eggs
in one basket.
You
So, yeah,
shouldn't.
you shouldn't.
shouldn't.
You should always have a plan B, C, D.
Yeah.
But yes, follow your passion. That goes for sure.
Absolutely.
I have a additional last question. This is only for my personal personal thing. Amisha, take it as a compliment if you may. How you're so pretty. What's ye raaz kya hai? I mean, in this era of Botox, fillers, people going for rampant fix up, do you respect anyone who wants to get whatever done, their body, their
Absolutely.
choice?
I don't judge.
What's Amisha Patel glow?
So first of all, the Amy glow, I would say, has a lot to do with good genes. My grandmother and mother are immensely blessed. My grandmother passed away when she was 90. She did not have a single wrinkle on her face. She had a head full of beautiful thick hair and flawless skin. What I learned is to eat clean, think clean. When you have clean thoughts, when you're not a cunning person, when you're a positive person, that reflects on you. No amount of cosmetic procedures or external facials or creams can bring about the purity within you. That is something I noticed in my grandmother till the day she passed away. When we had actually laid her down, the neighbors and everybody, when they came to pay their last respects, they actually asked me that, has your grandmother got makeup on? I said, not a drop. Because she was so pristine and beautiful even in death. And it just radiated from her inner goodness.
Yes.
And yes, I do take care I don't do drugs, never have, never will. I don't smoke, never have, never will. I like to exercise, not overdo it, not underdo it, just right. I eat clean, but I eat everything. I don't believe in crash dieting because I feel that is your biggest, you know,
Misfire, I would
misfire.
say.
It's going to show on your face. It's going to show on unhealthy hair, unhealthy skin, unhealthy nails. I will eat that butter chicken. I will eat that dal makhani. I will have that garlic naan. I'm a foodie. I love my food. But everything has to have its limits. And I think the purity of thoughts, of course, there are a lot of times I feel like parting those extra hours because I'm happy with my group of friends and, my family around me. But I don't. I will go back and try and get that sleep and stuff. And I think it's a mixture of everything. But most importantly, like I said, every human being is a sum of all things. What food you put in, what content you watch, what content you read, the company you keep, it's a mixture of everything. It's the devotion to God, it's the peace you get when you go into a temple or church or mosque. It's all of those things together. And I have never compared myself to anyone else. I admire others' beauty inside and out. I think it's very important to be beautiful inside more than
Exactly.
outside. And I will always know my father. I always look at myself and say, I have this is ugly about me, that is ugly about me. I never say I'm a beauty or anything like that. I even when Aditya Chopra said, you were sensual on that beach in Kahona Pyare, and now it's time to take it a step ahead. Can you be hot and the world views you as hot? I never thought or never think I'm hot. So I think somewhere that ignorance is bliss
Yes.
and it keeps me happy. So, but definitely, I think I'm a sum of everything I consume. And that has got to do with the TV, the books, the newspapers, the friends that I keep, the food that I put in, everything. And I like to take care. I have my regular facials, I'll have my spas. I indulge as well. So it's a mixture.
Do you still have your Dadima's wallet with you?
My Dadima's wallet is in my bag right now as we speak. Her handkerchief, which was the last thing beside
That
her
was one of the
bed,
most beautiful things I've heard. I saw on internet.
is still in my bag. It's in a Ziploc, so that her smell from that time does not go. It's probably gone, but I put it in a Ziploc upon taking it. It's in my bag at this point. I have her comb, which the lots of teeth of the comb are broken. It's with me in my bag as we speak. I don't leave home without it. I can leave home without my phone, but I won't leave home without these blessings.
Can I ask you to show us? Because for me, when
Absolutely, you can.
when I saw that clip, I'm like,
That comb is broken, and I took it from her dressing table in Pune when she passed. I said, this will be what I will put on my every day as her blessing. I will show it you. Nathu? Mera handbag. So, I have two wallets. One that I actually use with all the cards, the PAN cards, this and that, and one which always goes with me because it's my grandmother's. And all my wallets have her pictures and everything. Okay, everything. Baby Amy with my grandma. So these things don't leave me, and I will show you. So that's my grandmother's wallet. It's been with me forever, and it will stay with me forever. If I were to ever lose my bag, I wouldn't care about the valuables. I would care about these things. The comb I was talking about with teeth missing, it's hers. And the handkerchief, which I told you was hers. These are my most precious belongings.
and I think these are your biggest blessings, I would say.
So, you ask me, would I trade this for crores or for the biggest diamonds or for anything? I wouldn't. This is more precious to me than anything.
I think you are blessed with the best. That's all I'll say.
Thank you.
Thank you for this beautiful chat. My heart is full. I wish I had time, but you have made me feel so. I don't know. If I had words, I would have told you. You made me feel so loved. And you have also made me feel so good about the fact that it's so okay to be this zen, calm person and embrace whatever is around you, because we know there is already too much of chatter. So might as well just focus on.
So we're all soldiers, we're fighting a war every day, and we have to just face life like soldiers and come out as winners.
You are a brave one, and you have all, I don't know, you have all my support always. Thank you for 25 years, and I'm hoping we do the 30, 35 and more to come with you.
Thank you.
Thank
It will
you so
happen.
much for the
It
video.
has to happen.
It will, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi guys, this is Amisha Patel and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.